Hi all, welcome to the new session. So this will be the last week of discussion and last week of discussing our deployment and we're gonna deploy an application. We can call it as a three-tier application. I'll explain what it is. So we'll be deploying all things with Terraform. So we need to have some Terraform configuration files in place. We'll be deploying that three-tier web application. So I'll come to that, what it is and all. And I've already shared that architecture diagram with you in that group. So uh, that's it. That is a basic diagram that we are following. Normally, when it comes to a project, even if it is a real-time project or any POCs in the sense proof of concept. Proof of concept is sometimes we will get some kind of projects like we need to test something. Okay, so that's what a POC stands for. So like that, in any cases, in any circumstances, when we are starting implementing some infrastructure, will be always doing that, will be like tailoring some kind of architecture diagrams. So this activity will be taken care by the senior level engineers. I can say that about the engineers which have 14 to 18 or 20 years of experience basically. So more, let's call it as more than 10 years of experience engineers will be doing that. But it is important to understand what is an architectural diagram and where we can design that, because we have to be aware on that. So on that topic, so I can show you one diagram that I have created. So let me quickly open that. Yeah, before that, I'll give you an idea on the tools so that I can show them. So there are a lot of tools. Okay, a lot of tools available in the market to create architecture diagrams. So I'll give you an idea on some free trial. Okay, so there's some free source or open source tools that you can use. So one is draw.io. Okay, draw.io is basically that's a diagram software. So it will help us to create diagrams. We can like create multiple diagrams with in like symbol flow chart. Lot of things can be created with, can be drawn with the draw.io, but we'll explore what we can do. See, there are a lot of, you can see, there are a lot of things that we can draw with this. So like these flow charts, or there are the different like use cases for this. So we don't need to like use any kind of, it is not like see this basic application. So draw.io, then you can like save the diagrams to what all this much means. So we can use device so that we can save it our device, or we can decide it later. Okay, that's what we can do. And so this is the basic area, like basic plot that we will get to design. So for example, I need to draw that. Just I need to search over here. For example, app services. If I enter, it will give some see app services, app service plans, a lot of things it will give. For example, let's say virtual networks. See, it will give me some that kind of details. Let's me virtual machine. See, it will give me some virtual machine. So if I just click that, it will be available here. We can maximize or minimize like that. We can put it over here, and it is quite simple tool. So that you can explore. It will help to draw some lines like this easily. Okay, this kind of utilities it have, and it is very easy to use actually. So just be aware of this tool draw.io. So it can like help you to create some diagrams, and we can save also. Okay, so there is some option called export. So in export, we can export it in this much ways. Okay, and there are some there are in Photoshop there are PSD files, or there are some base. For example, in Word, we have a docx file, right? So once we have docx file, we can edit that. We can open that in Word and we can use it. Like that, in Draw.io, there is one extension. So if we save that file in that extension in our local device, we can like open that document directly. Okay, that picture. I'll show you because I have that one file available in my local. Local means in my machine. So let me take that folder first. Okay, so here this is, you can see now, threadtier.draw.io. Actually, this is the file that I have used earlier. So I'll give you, I'll open it. I'll open it here. So let's see how it will open. File open from device, threadtier, open. Okay, see, it came here now. This is what I shared in that group. So I just created it with the help of this draw.io. So likewise, if we have that file, then we can edit that. So it is important to save that file, that draw.io file, this draw.io file with us, so that later we can also alter that. Okay, for example, if I need to like I'm thinking like I need to add something, or what I can add, like yeah, for example, if I need to add some another virtual networks. Okay, I can use that. So it will be there. I can put it over here, and then that kind of things I can do append that, or we can do some changes over there. So we'll be able to. So that's the tool that we can use. So you will get these icons. These icons are like required because in Azure these are the icons. For example, let me take AWS VPC. Let me check. See, these are the VPC which is related to, like in AWS, in Azure it is VNet, but in AWS it is VPC. Okay. In GCP also it is calling VPC itself. So there is one see with virtual private cloud, right? That is in Google Cloud. So compute engine, yeah, compute engine is, it is in Google Cloud. So EC2 instance, EC2 instance is in AWS. So for multiple cloud providers, we will get the details from here. So you can use this, and I'll give you internal. And there are another one also is there. Lossy chart. Lossy chart is another tool that you can use. But this is like we need to log in, and we need a subscription kind of thing. Also, but it is more advanced than this. It will give more room to create more. There are a lot of options also here. We can use this preview, and you can see there are a lot of Siemens, NBC, Atlassian, Amazon, Nvidia, Volkswagen, like a lot of major giants are using this, and there will be a lot more flexibilities as well. But it is a it's a paid one. So this too you can use for your reference, so that you can also do some kind of architecture things, and whenever you are getting some interviews or something, they can, like, whenever you can include that, okay, I'm just familiar with these tools to create some architecture diagram. So you can say that it is not like I'm not much advanced, but like, yeah, definitely you all can say that you are familiar with it, which means you can do something advanced level of thinking can be taken care later, no? So fundamentals, if you know, like it's easy to take it into advanced. So I hope you got it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the one that I need to cover. Then the next thing is like I'll be going to the three-tier architecture. So I can explain what is a three-tier architecture and all. Let me quickly open a whiteboard. So three-tier application, or we will call it three-tier architecture or architecture. Like this, we will like will be, you can hear this word in a lot of areas, three-tier architecture kind of thing. So it is basically a well-established software architecture. Okay, it's basically a software architecture. So the idea behind software architecture, three-tier architecture, is like it will be like organizing the applications into different logical tiers, basically. So it can be separated into three tiers, we can go like that. So logically we can do that kind of separations. Okay, so we will one basically called as presentation tier. Okay, presentation tier. In presentation tier, yeah, I'll come to that, what all things is there. The other is like application tier. Okay, and other is data tier. So these are the basic three tier architecture scenario. So here in presentation tier, or we can say it in a different way, that user interface. So in presentation tier, what happens is the user will be able to see this. Okay, so that the part of the software or the application that is facing to the user, that will be the presentation tier, or you can say that user interface. Okay, that's a one tier. Okay, so this is the one tier, and the application tier means basically we can call that the data will be processed, because we will have some data or something, right? So the data will be processed over here. So that is the application tier. Okay, and the data tier is like where the application is stored. Okay, and so the data stored and managed. Okay, so this is the second tier, this is the third tier. So overview is like when we call it as a three-tier architecture, it will have three tiers. One tier is for presentation tier, or which is for basically for user interface. The other will be for an application kind of thing. So basically some kind of processing will be happened. Maybe there may be different kind of processing happen inside. So that will be happened in the second tier. And there is third tier also, data tier. Data tier is like where we are keeping our data, and we are managing the data and all. So it is not like the third tier is data tier. We can like call, it is not coupled with the name of this tier, like first tier is this, second tier is this. It is not like that, just three tier architecture. So it will have basically three tiers: one tier for data, one tier for application, one tier for presentation. Okay, you got the idea? Any concerns or any questions, or do I need to repeat anything? Just let me know.
No, sir. No questions so far.
Okay, so yeah, this is what the one like 3-tier architecture is, and so let me take this. So here you can say, no, I said there will be 3 tiers. So here you can see front end is there because the user is accessing to this. So this we can call it as 1 tier, right? 1 tier is this. Basically, ideally this will be the user interface or the presentation tier. Backend, here data will be taken care. So like a data processing kind of thing will be taken care here. So we can call it as 3. And this is the database. So database, data stored, data manager here. So this will be the data. That's why it is called 1, 2, 3, 3-tier application architecture. Okay, can you connect with this?
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, and it is not like the first and second tier will be in a VNet itself and the third tier should be outside. It is not like that. It's only about the functionality. Okay, one is having some kind of data management, something is for application kind of thing, and something for a presentation tier. What I mean is, here we have application like app services, app service plan, or something SQL, like this is a PaaS service, like we are this is completely platform as service. We don't need to think about how it is managed. We can put data and create database and whatever things we can do. But we can also do this kind of architecture also, like we have one VM in one subnet. We have another VM in another subnet. Okay, and also we have another VM in one another subnet. These are 3 subnets, and it can be inside a VNet also. Okay, if I say the presentation is here, the data is here, and the data processed is here. This can be also possible. Like it's not be like it must be inside a single VNet or something like that. Okay. Or it can be like one VM. This is a VNet. Okay, this is a VNet. VNet 1. I have another VM here. This is a VNet 2. And there is one another VM. This is VNet 3. If these 3 are like connected, okay, and this we are using for one tier, this we are using for another tier, this we are using for another tier. So this can be also part of the tier architecture. Okay, got it? What I meant is, it is not like it has to be in a VNet or in a 2 VNets or whatever, but it is like the idea. Okay, it can be VM, or it can be app services or whatever. It is not about the service, but it is like how many tiers we have. Okay, so for example, we can call it as like for each this thing, no, for each its own. I told like it's an infrastructure, so we can develop this simultaneously. No issues on that. 3-tier architecture can be like created simultaneously. It is not like, okay, we need to create the first tier first, second tier second. It is not like that. It is like we can do it simultaneously. And I explained this presentation, application, and data tier. And there are some differences between tier and layer. Okay, both are different. Tier is what we have explained here. Layer is different. Okay. So I can say layer means it's a functional division of the software. Okay. Tier will be something like it is something different because it is related to the infrastructure. Okay, this tier means it is related to infrastructure. Layer is something different. What I can say is we have contact applications, like contacts app in our phone, right? So that is basically an example of 3-layer application. Okay. Okay, but it is a single tier one. Why? Because the 3 layers, because it is having some UI, it is having some data processing, it is having some database, it is there, but the infrastructure is same, right? Because all the 3 layers is happened in the same phone itself. Okay. That's why it is calling a single tier application. But in 3 tier means what? Like here, one service is in one application, in app service or app service plan. One is in another, one is in SQL letter. So these are infrastructure level, they are different. Okay.
Okay.
Do you got the idea?
Yeah, yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what that tier and layered differs. Okay. So it is very important. Like when we comes to that, it will help us to like we can the advantage is like we can improve the scalability because let's say if we are getting a lot of data or we have we need another database, we can do that easily because only we need to do one more instance of this. Otherwise, let's say if we need to increase the backend, that also can be possible. Or only if we need to increase the like this front end, that also possible. So architecture like this tier level scaling availability will be there. We can like implement some kind of security for this, like so for each level. Here the thing is user can't access backend. Okay, user can only access front end. They will be visible to a website, that's it. Okay, so if you are doing some operation and all, it will be taken care in the backend. They will not have any kind of access to SQL this databases. Only this backend can communicate with this because we can restrict it like that. Okay, so that's how in real world scenarios the things will happen. Only users can communicate with this. I can show you because we have in both cases we have app service plan or function apps kind of thing, and we will have different URLs as well. Okay, for example, for this, if we have abc.com, let's say for this we have def.com. Okay, I'm just naming it like that. So we can access abc.com, but we can't access this. Okay, so I can show you how things are happening there. So this is the thing that we will be deployed today. All good?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, great. So then let me jump into, give me a second. Okay, these are the files we have. Okay, here we have, I'll give you just an idea of this. Here, this is a VNet. Okay, so this entire code will be shared with you. I'll upload it in my GitHub and I'll share it with you. So here we have VNets. So we'll be creating a VNet. Okay, the VNet name is VNet test. And here we will have 2 subnets. Okay, one FE subnet that is for front end. FE means front end, and there is another subnet called backend, BE subnet. Okay, and you can see that it is the front end subnet is dedicated to Web1. Okay, this is a service that available in Azure. So Microsoft Web means it will be available only for that applications. Okay, app services, that kind of web kind of thing. Okay, and the other subnet, backend subnet, will be only delegated to what you can see now SQL. So it will be something related to database and all. Okay. So so we have basically we have one subnet. So as here we have like one VNet, sorry, one VNet, And we have two subnets. So one subnet here and another subnet here. Frontend resides in one subnet, backend resides in another subnet. Okay.
Okay.
Frontend will be dedicated to some kind of web services. Backend will be connected only with this SQL kind of things also. Okay.
Okay. But sir, where are we having this code in? Like which application is it? Is it in VNet? The code, the code.
Yeah, code is currently this code is in my local.
Okay, okay.
It is in my local machine. This is Visual Studio Code. Okay, sorry.
Okay, okay.
I hope you know Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that I just opened it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So like in VNet, actually I told you know only one VNet available, two subnet also available. Okay. And
Okay.
it is like delivered dedicated to like some service point like web and this. Okay. And yeah, that's the main thing. And this service delegation is something like okay, to which service it should be dedicated. It is like that. So server farms is related to web services. Okay. So if you just copy it and search it in web, so it will give you, see, for what purpose this is using, server farms here, the source name is string, and for what purpose, basically for tag names, lot of things you will get it. So it is related to app service. See, app service. For that purpose, actually, we are using that. So like this, we will get lot of things in the sense we have see lot of actions that we can associate related to, I think, server farms. Also other in other ways also we can delegate something. Okay, I can show you when we have that UI. Okay, once it is deployed, I can show you that. So that can be understandable easily. So that is a VNet that we have. I'm creating a storage account also. Storage account is like a basic one. Okay, I'm not going to like create anything else. Just okay, I will add tags also. Give me a second. Okay, here I will add tags equal to o dot tags, because there is one policy for my this thing Azure account. If there is no tags, it will not allow. Okay, that's why I am putting tag. Otherwise, it is not needed. Var dot tags is equal to var dot tags, because it will currently it will give errors. 1 second. Okay, sorry, for subnets where there is no tag is needed. Okay. So for for VNet, we have given one tag. Let me save it. Yeah, for storage account, it is another one. So yeah, in two ways we can put. If we put tags is equal to like this, then it will create some tags like this. But as per my policy, I'm only passing that with here. You can see variables. I'm creating one variable, and inside that I'm giving that. Okay. So I don't need to mention tags everywhere. I only need to assign some values. Var dot tags. So tags is the variable var dot tags. That is fine. Outputs. Yeah, this will be the two these things URLs. Okay. So
And sir, this storage account is in the VNet, right? I mean the VM.
no. This is not in the VNet. If that is in the VNet, then we'll be like mentioning any VNet related things. Here we don't have anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are not using it, like we are not integrating VNet with the storage account. Storage account is a PaaS service. Okay, it's a platform as a service. So if we need to add one storage account to one VNet, then either we need, we have discussed earlier, service endpoints or private endpoint.
Yeah, the last time we created a storage account was through the portal.
Yeah, portal. Yeah, we can create that if we need to integrate it with VNet. Okay. If we integrate it with VNet, then we need either service endpoint or private endpoint. So,
Okay.
okay, private endpoint will give us one NIC card. You remember one IP. Through use that we can connect. Otherwise, we can use this service endpoint. So that kind of thing that we need to integrate with the VNet. Okay, we can call it as VNet integration.
Okay.
Okay. So output is for just displaying that. So I just displaying the URL. Yeah, this is nothing special. Okay, here is one important thing. In main.tf, I have backend Azure RM. Backend Azure RM is basically what we are using is whenever we are creating like running Terraform init, it will create some state file, Terraform state file. So that state file, normally it will be available here. Okay. But in real industry, in different customers or in real, the best practices, we can put that file, okay, into a remote repository. Let's say in a storage account we can put in Azure, we can call it as, we can create one storage account, and in that storage account we can put it, or we can put it somewhere, some repository, okay, some storage solution we need to store that. So for Azure RM, for Azure, we are using backend. So backend is the configuration that is needed where our exact that TF states to be stored. That's what. Okay. So we can mention here, you can see resource group name, Terraform backend, right? I can go to my this thing. See, this is my resource group. Okay, you can see there is one Terraform backend. Okay. So I have in this Terraform backend, I have one Terraform backend 2024 A storage account. In this storage account, you can see one container. Container is like a folder, similar folder kind of thing. So here you can see Terraform. This will be created automatically. Okay, we don't need to create anything and all. So what I'll do, right? I'll do one thing. I will here we have container name Terraform, right? Okay. So what I'll do, right? I have one file here now. I'll delete it. Okay, it will be locked because this is created by Terraform. So there is some technologies called locking system, because when we are using this file, they will not allow to read this simultaneously. Okay, we can't read or we can write to this file simultaneously from different users, because it will corrupt the TF state file. So in that case, like here, one block release kind of restriction is there. So I'm not deleting it because if I delete it, it will cause some issues. Okay, so the idea is we will store the backend in remote area. That's why backend is there. Okay, that's the only thing that we need to think over here. And okay, got it. Any questions on this?
No, sir, no question.
Okay, cool. Now we have some application insights because as part of monitoring, we are just giving some there are some components that we will install application insights and all, so that we have configured over here. We have one log analytics workspace as well as application insights. So it is basically for monitoring purpose rather than it is Azure native itself. If we need to think about Grafana, Prometheus, that kind of thing, then that's a different case. Here, we are leveraging on the Azure Monitor components itself. So we'll be using Azure Application Insight, Azure like local analytics workspace and all. Okay. Next is key vault, like storing secrets. So here we have, I'm creating one key vault, and I'm just mentioning what all things, what all configurations that I need to give and all. Here also I'm assigning some policies, like what all things can be, like what are the permissions that I need to give. So that also I just given. Okay. So that's all about this key vault. Database, actually, I am creating a database. See, creating one, one SQL server. Okay, in that SQL server, I have I'm creating, assigning one user there, Azure AD admin, like the username. So I'll have a SQL server here and also creating database for that. And here actually I need to give tags, SQL server, SQL server, SQL server. This is SQL server. Okay. Here I'll mention some tags. What are tags? Virtual network. No, that is fine. Okay, database is there. For database, I'll put what are tags itself. Auto tags. Then I have, yeah, only I think that's it. Okay, so I have a database and I have created one SQL server. Inside that we have one database. Next is Azure website related thing. It is also like we are creating one web application. Okay, the front-end web application. So here, this is one web app which is related to one application. And this is the backend one. So for backend, we are creating one storage account as well. Okay, we are using one storage account for that. For backend, we are creating function app. Okay, not an app service. Web app, we are creating a function app. Okay. So here we have sent everything. Storage account name we passed. Everything we have passed. And I think here we have any depends on, okay, we didn't mention this thing. Tags, right? Let me give tags also. What are tags? Why I'm giving tags is otherwise it will give us error. Storage account, let me try to give tags. What are tags? Oh, sorry. What are tags? Okay. Here also we have one application. Here also I'll put some tags. What dot tags? Okay, here that's what I said. We are integrating with the related subnets. Okay, backend is connected to backend subnet. Front end is connected to front end subnet. See here you can see that we are using backend subnet here. Here we are using front end subnet. Okay, yeah, front end functions. Okay, so backend is connected to backend subnet and front end subnet is connected to, sorry, front end function is connected to front end subnet as well. So that's also done. Then here we have that app service branch. Let me take this tags. Dot tags. Tags. Dot tags. Okay. So here we have two service plans. One is for front end, another is for back end. Okay. So the name will be this, and the Linux B1, the size is like that. So basically, for two apps, this front end and back end, we will have to have one function app and one web app. Web app is assigned to one app service plan, and the function app is given to another app service plan. Okay. And the last one I left is configure.tfr. Okay. So here, location RG. Location is the RG is one of the variable that I have used here. If you see here, see resource group, Azure resource group RG, name is test RG, location is var.location, which means it's a variable, right? So I just defined the value of this variable, location RG. Location RG is what? UAE North. So currently I'm leveraging into UAE North. And next thing is other value is, okay, tags, creator and environment, right? So tags, we have assigned tags values in different areas, right? So here in all these areas, this value will be taken care. Okay. And here there are 3 levels. We have variables here. Either we can like give the value of variable here itself. So it will take, if we provide TFRs, it has more priority. Okay. For example, location RG, if we provide US here, and if we provide in configure TFR UAE North, then the value will be taken is UAE North only, because it have more priority. Okay, so remember TFR files will have more priority. So whatever we mentioned in TFR files, it will be having more priority than the TF files that we have. These all are TF files, right? So the TF vars file will get more priority. Okay. So do I need to explain this any of the services once again? Let me know.